Breaking news. Ukrainian troops are extremely nervous that the United States' attention to the Middle East will cause them to lose the war with Putin. Since it began on February 24, 2022, Russia's war in Ukraine has captured the attention of the entire world. Every atrocity committed by either side, as well as every military victory or defeat, was meticulously documented by Western governments and journalists as the war progressed. Leaders maintained constant backing for Kyiv's independence struggle. The brutal attack by Hamas on Israel on 7 October changed everything. In a single moment, the entire world's attention was riveted on a war that continues to worsen as thousands of people are killed day after day. A military medic identified as Hound sighed in voicemails sent to the Daily Beast, "We just got enough attention of the Western world that Russia can be beaten, and, suddenly, this conflict appears. To paraphrase, we need more supplies, we need more weaponry." Ukrainian soldiers told the Daily Beast that if the United States stopped paying attention to the conflict, Russia would be able to make significant gains in its invasion of Ukraine. Since the beginning of the war, Hound has been serving as a medic in the Ukrainian military, driving ambulances to and from the front lines and dealing with the wounded and dead. Prior to the war, Hound studied history and intended to earn a bachelor's degree in international affairs before he was called to serve. When the soldier has some downtime, he reads the news to keep up with the ever-changing domestic and international landscape. Hound said, "This situation makes us Ukrainian military nervous because of the potential shortage we might get," in reference to the month-long conflict between Israel and Hamas. "We are still dependent, we cannot produce enough weaponry systems ammunition for such a big scale of war that we are having right now. A change in the status quo is posed by wars that divert aid funds, especially those from the United States." Since the conflict broke out, the United States has provided Ukraine with over $46 billion. This aid package includes over $25 billion in military equipment. As part of a $52 billion pledge by European Union states, the United Kingdom has given Ukraine $5.5 billion and Germany has agreed to supply the military with $19 billion until 2027. The Biden administration and other Western leaders have made aiding Ukraine a top priority, but now they must also deal with a rapidly expanding war. This year the United States provided Israel with military assistance totaling $3.8 billion. Vice President Biden has proposed allocating an additional $14 billion to Israel as part of a $100 billion aid package that would also benefit Ukraine and the Gaza Strip. Many of the soldiers the Daily Beast spoke with were concerned about the future of the U.S. military in light of the possibility of a new large-scale war in the Middle East, which would force the U.S. and other Western countries to divide their attention between two major-scale wars in different parts of the world. When asked on a messaging app what worried him the most, Private Spencer wrote, "Without the support of the United States and others, we will be forced to retreat if the enemy troops advance on all fronts. Even though we have allies and will receive some assistance from them, it will be inadequate to prevent the war from reaching Lviv." Alex, a soldier on medical leave from the Zaporizhia direction, said, "I'm facing the truth. We are reliant on support from the West, especially such a big player like the US. What this means is that they are having a difficult time dividing their focus and resources. We anticipate that Russia will try to take advantage of this situation in the hopes of distracting the world's attention from Ukraine so that they can launch massive attacks or something. As a soldier, however, I have already decided that it is either we win or I die trying. We will confront whatever the future holds," he continued. War fatigue is setting in across the world, including in Eastern and Central Europe, raising concerns that Ukraine may have to ration its supplies if the conflict in the Middle East escalates. Robert Fico, a nationalist, is the current Prime Minister of Slovakia. He has pledged that his government will not provide, not a single round of ammunition, to Ukraine. Poland has recently halted all weapon supplies to the front lines, and Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban is actively trying to derail EU support for Ukraine. Recently, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky pleaded with the NATO Parliamentary Assembly to keep hope alive for his country. For his part, Zelensky has claimed that Russia is interested in triggering a war in the Middle East so that a new source of pain and suffering could undermine world unity, increase discord and contradictions, and thus help Russia destroy freedom in Europe. As Hound puts it, just 2 days after the conflict in Israel exploded on October 7, Russia started another offensive on Ukrainian territory, so they are trying to hide their operations, and they are trying to make things work like it's more suitable for them. So right now we are extremely nervous.